And it is the second last day of CBC's Make the Season Kind campaign. As you mentioned, Mark, I am broadcasting from Boxcar Coffee Shop on 129th Avenue and 119th Street in the Calder neighborhood. And I'm joined now by a friend of the show, a good friend of the show. Andrew Parker is, where do I begin? A teacher, a coach, a former Golden Bears basketball player, a founder of Pride of the North Side, the city's longest running street ball tournament. And Andrew joins me at Boxcar this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to the most beautiful city in the world, Edmonton, Alberta. We love y'all.
Now, tell me what the North Side, this is a big question. Tell me what the North Side means to you.
Well, it means a lot to me. Just a couple paces away from this amazing location, I learned how to swim at Grand Trunk Pool. My brother went to Roslyn Junior High School. I went to Lorelei Elementary. My other brother went to Killarney. From there we went to Mary Butterworth and then on to Emmy Lazert. And I basically stayed here for the rest of my life, with the exception of a couple years overseas playing basketball. So North Edmonton is my home. It's my heart. It's my people. It's my community. It's my love. And I love to speak on behalf of this place because there's so many good people that live here.
You have done so much in the field of education, and I know that you shifted things a little bit the last couple of years. You went kind of more administrative, but now you find yourself back in the classroom. Tell me about your journey over the last couple of years when it comes to those changes.
It's been a whirlwind from the last 3 years, from, out there giving speeches to crowds, to hopping into the men's side at the Blue Building, to feeling that need to come back to the kids in the field as a teacher. And I have to give my praise and shout out to every single teacher across Canada, especially Alberta and Edmonton, because it's been a lot to transition in so many ways and to pivot in so many ways. But my heart is in the classroom where the kids are. So that journey, everything was meaningful. I saw a whole bunch of different ways of viewing education, but my heart is in the classroom, and that's where I belong.
How did it feel to step back in there and be with the kids again?
Just seeing the smiles and seeing some of the kids who are upset when they get exams too, that's totally fine. But just engaging in conversations and being an adult in a space where kids do need a lot of help and support. Going from COVID-19 to the epidemics, to wars, to civil rights, to human rights, the kids need an outlet to speak and to feel safe. And I feel that schools do that, and I feel that we're doing an amazing job in Edmonton of doing that.
You also just a few years ago co-founded the Black Teachers Association of Alberta. How have things been going with that organization?
It's the most impactful, powerful team I've ever met. I have to give my praises to Sarah Adamakwantsa, who's doing incredible work as diversity and equity with Edmonton Catholic Schools. She was just working with the Canadian Museum of Human Rights. Matthew Sarah down in Calgary working with the Justice, Equity, and Diversity and Inclusion Committee. And then myself just freelancing, working with the BSAs and doing whatever's necessary in the community. When our community came together, it was a very tough time. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. Now we see a lot of tough times that are happening now in and around the world. So having a BTA is important for our community to have a voice, an authentic voice, not something that is ushered in by folks who may not know us. It's our own voices and our own people trying to stand up for something that's right in this world.
Now, you mentioned BSA, so Black Student Association's second annual summit was held this year too. So how are you seeing that growth and that change for the students as well?
Well, I have to give a big shout out to the Edmonton Catholic School Board, because Sarah Adamakwantsa is going to be ushering in her version of the BSA Awards, BSA Committee, and BSA Summit. And then this year, Ross Shepherd's Black Student Alliance is going to be collaborating with JP, going to be collaborating with East Glen, Emmy Lazert, to put on another one as well. It is student-led. How amazing is it when the youth can actually lead us in the direction that we need to be in? So I'm 100% behind these kids. It's their world, it's their light, it's their time, and I'm here to support them in any way.
When you reflect back on that, like you said, growing up in the North Side here, and when you see that empowerment, that opportunity for them to have that voice, how does that impact you, thinking back to when you were a young Black man growing up in this area of the city?
Yeah, it was tough. From about 2000 to 2010, we lost a lot of young brothers in the community due to violence, due to challenges, to the drug game, to the hustle. And mental health, that's something that we didn't get a chance to talk about like 10, 20 years ago. But now we have these spaces where we can feel free, we can feel vulnerable and not be afraid, and then grow through that vulnerability. So for me, as an older man now, 40 years old, as a father too, I know that my kids will have these supports. And it's because of the work that the kids are doing and the work that we're doing right now, and amazing people like CBC Edmonton standing up for our community.
I got to say happy 40th, by the way. I'm part of the 40 Club as well. So we're a good year, 1983. Now, adding to the list of your accomplishments, you've been a community ambassador for the Edmonton Stingers. What has that been like, especially with all that work you do for Pride of the North Side and the connections you may be able to make between those two different organizations?
I'm blessed. I'm lucky to still be around professional basketball organizations. I played for the Chill, I played for the Energy, played for University of Alberta Golden Bears, and then ran the tournament. But the Stingers gave us an opportunity to have our Black History Month All-Star Weekend. They gave us an opportunity to bring kids in to the community and to play basketball in safe spaces, have a camp and a tournament. And I can't wait to see what the new management does with this amazing initiative that we're going to try and roll through in February once again. So Edmonton Stingers, if you're out there, I love y'all. I know we got some new people in the mix, but I'm ready to go again and support this community.
What do you think that means too? Like we saw so much momentum when the Raptors won the championship, right? I remember talking to you about that. Then we've seen so much momentum with the CEBL being a part of Edmonton. How do you think that's shifting and changing the space for basketball in this city?
Well, it changed a whole lot for me when I met the president, GM of the Toronto Raptors when he came to Edmonton, Alberta, and was at Londonderry Courts. And, you know, I was very stubborn the first 7 years. People were like, you should move from Londonderry. Let's find a better venue. And I was like, no, there's something else that's got to happen here. Something's going to change this place. And then last year, the president of the Raptors comes down and says, guess what? We're going to give you a $1 million brand new basketball court, and we're going to partner with the Giants of Africa and give these kids the opportunities to go to the NBA. And I was in tears. So the impact is being felt, and that commitment, that consistency, that sustainability, we're finding it. It just takes us making good friends in right places.
How do you see sport as a community connector?
Get your basketball kids and go outside. It's so affordable. Make some friends, have a laugh, have some determination, and then come back the very next day and do the exact same thing. That's how it started. Grassroots, playing the game. You didn't have to know everybody. You just had to have a love of the game. So I'm very proud that that's happening in basketball and volleyball and soccer and all these amazing brand new sports that are happening here in the city of Edmonton. I think change can happen with these amazing vehicles that we use.
I have to give you some kudos as well. You were awarded I'm going to get it right, the Alumni Horizon Award from the U of A this year, which is really about recognizing a grad and their community contributions. What did it mean to you to be recognized for that?
I was very honored to receive that award, and I unfortunately couldn't go to the event because there was a youngster in our community whose her family members were actually involved in a crisis overseas in the Middle East, and I wanted to be at that award ceremony, but I also wanted to be there for that youngster. So I regretfully was unable to go to the event, but I was thankful to receive that award and also to use that award as a platform to speak on the challenges that our youth are going through. So to that young lady who needed me in that moment, I needed you just as much. And I hope your community gets the peace that they want. And I hope there will be peace on earth one day.
What does this time of year mean to you? You and your family, you and your peers, all of that?
Santa Claus, if you're out there, I've been a very good boy. You know, I'm 40 years old, but I'm still a kid. And, you know, whatever you could put under the Christmas tree, I will greatly appreciate it. Whether it's socks or something from Army and Navy, I don't care. But Santa, I love you. Baby Jesus, I love you. All our folks who are celebrating Hanukkah, all our family in the Muslim community, all our family in all communities, I hope we have the most safe and amazing holidays because we deserve it. It's been a heck of a 3 years, y'all, and we deserve to smile and to be happy and to kiss and hug each other and tell each other that we love each other.
Well, I don't want to give anything away, but I got a peek at the nice list and you're on it, Andrew. So don't worry about that. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thanks so much, and Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody in the city of Edmonton. We are the city of champions and we always will be.
Always such a pleasure to be joined by Andrew Parker, a teacher, coach, a former Golden Bears basketball player, and the founder of the Pride of the North Side, the city's longest running street ball tournament. It's been a great morning here at Boxcar Coffee Shop, and it's going to continue. Mark, I'll throw it back to you in the studio for a moment.
I just want to ask Andrew one thing. Ask him if he can still dunk it.
Mark wants to know if you can still dunk it.
Yes, Mark, but I do need to use a lot of Tylenol 3 afterwards.
There you go. That's an honest answer.
That's
an honest answer.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
All right.
1983 good. In the house. So, you know.
That's awesome.